Greetings folks, this is the Mini Skywalker Plus. I have in the past owned the monstrous Skywalker 1930, I think it was the biggest of the Skywalkers. It had the carbon fibre tube tail, big T-tail, enormous, I think it was a 1.8 metre wingspan. Just an epic workhorse camera carrier. I still actually have it in a highly modded form, but it's still my go-to plane for testing action cameras in the air. Anyway, this is the Mini Plus version, EPP. I've got the red one, plug and play. Comes in a nice sturdy box, so it seems to be totally damage-free, which is awesome. All right, so we have landing gear. A square carbon fibre wing spar. Cute little wings, EPP, nice and tough. We've got servos already installed. And this is something I really like, a piece of plywood to spread the control horn load across the aileron, so it's not going to twist too much. Centre of gravity marks, we've got a knob there. That'll be the wing spar there, I guess. Here's the horizontal stabiliser with some good plywood reinforcing there again. That is good design. I'm impressed with that. That's what I'd do if I could be bothered. And the fuselage. So that's a nice looking fuselage, little motor. So the motor is a Skywalker 2205 1850 kV Racing Edition. That's cool. We've got the servo in the tail there. We're going to have to free up these control surfaces. Let's have a look inside. We've got to have some more bits and pieces. There we go. Got some mounting bolts, push rods, servo leads, bit of Velcro. That's a 6-inch prop of some sort. Not too sure of the pitch. XT60 plug. More plywood mounting plates. It's kind of solid actually. I'll quite like that. It feels like good, tough material. Not too flexy at all. Must have a spar in there because that is very stiff. And ESC is mounted up there on the side wall. I can't really see what it is. Skywalker. So it looks like it's just going to bolt together. So I'll have to glue that spar in, of course. Servo lead does have a channel that's supposed to be glued into, but it's kind of coming out of that. So there we go, we'll glue that in like that. So that plywood plate will go on top there. Servo wires passing down, we can pass FPV wires down through there. Not sure what that's for. That's a little bit warped, but I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so I'll go away and bolt it together, work out what we're doing, and we'll come back and talk about it a little bit later. That went together very easily, just bolting it together, bolt the tail on, bolt the wing on, glue the spar in there. Just about to do a current draw test. We have a 2200 3S in there. So maximum throttle is about 10 or 11 amps and half throttle is about 5 amps. And what we should also do is weigh it. So the flying weight with that 2200 3S is, it's about 620 grams, and if we take the landing gear off, that's about 607 grams. So that's all ready. Let's head to the flying field. Time to maiden the mini Skywalker. 1100 wingspan. We have a 2200 3S in there. We are balanced on the, we're balanced a little bit behind the CG knobs. Let's just run it around on the road here. It is a dead end road, so I'm not being too irresponsible. Don't have much steering, and we've got a road right next to us, so I won't persist with that. I'll go out here and fly. Feels like it wants to fly. It just wants to fly out of my hand. So I like the EPP foam. It feels very tough and forgiving, I would say. This might well be a perfect beginner's plane. Always on the search for recommendations for the perfect beginner's plane, and this has all the characteristics. Really tough. It's not going to fall apart when you crash it. Push a motor, so you're not going to slam the motor in. Light and easy. Let's go. Strong wind there. Right, so I'm backing it off. It's flying pretty well in the wind, so it's not a high wind plane. I'm right back under half throttle now. Hey, this is good. Just banking yanking at the moment. See how much wind there is. I'm not making any headway there. And we've got the power to get out of trouble. Okay, well, yeah, this is working well. It is struggling in the gusts. I'm sort of tipping it over and having to give big control surface inputs to keep it straight. So it's not a high wind plane, I would say. But I think it's going to be a great beginner's plane in not too much wind. It's gliding now. I think it'll glide really well too. Look at that. Very cool. It's a good little plane. I like it. So I like the fact the servos are down in the tail. Makes it easy to deal with. You don't have big push rods going up through the tail boom. I need to chop off some of my push rods. Interesting with the T-tail setup. The high T-tail, that keeps the elevator out of the blanketing effect of the fuselage, because it is quite a big chunky fuselage. That sometimes can give the plane bad adverse yaw, but I didn't notice any with this. You can easily take the wheels off, although I think I need them on for CG. Now the CG I've got a fair way back, and that seems to be okay, although I can't do. Yeah, I'm at least 15mm behind the knobs there, and it's doing fine. Although I definitely need calm weather to fine tune that. It really does feel like it wants to fly out of your hand. That's cool. Alright, let's go again. I'll try a less vigorous launch and see if it gets pushed down. It's not too bad really. Here's, I saved it there. It's not as bad as the Ranger G2 and the Bixlers and things like that, but you need a really decent hefty throw to launch it nicely. This one seems to have less of that down thrust. Oh, aerobatic, that's nice. Slower on the ailerons. It needs bigger ailerons to do better rolls. Yeah, it's rather windy. Does nice quick loops though. Woo. It would be a great little FPV plane. That's what it's set up for, I think, and I will try it on FPV. Just a really good, no fuss little park flyer FPV plane. Come home. Very good. Yeah, nice little plane. I like it. I think it'll be tough. I'm going to call this a very good beginner's plane. Excellent. The Mini Skywalker Plus, I think it's called. A good, tough little plane.